Okay, well, I think broadly speaking, there are two baskets of issues. The first relates to administration. So that would include tariffs, regulations, IT systems, and obviously all of those have an impact on resourcing, on staffing, and on associated costs. So if you think about companies already servicing third countries, they're reasonably familiar with the documentation. But we know from speaking to a lot of Enterprise Ireland client companies that they don't necessarily currently service countries beyond the EU. So a lot of this is new to them. Irish Customs estimate that there might be 38,000 companies out there trading with the UK, but currently not interfacing at all with the customs system. So, they obviously have a steep learning curve. Also, if you go back to 2016, the customs figures would suggest that there were 600,000 export declarations and 720,000 import declarations, but that figure is going to grow to 20 million declarations per annum post-Brexit. So you can imagine the amount of additional bureaucracy involved with that. So for companies, they're going to have to either staff up to do it themselves, or else use their logistics providers and freight forwarders to handle this documentation on their behalf, and consequently that will also add cost. So we're also looking at tariffs most likely being implemented, and that will again add complexity, documentation and cost for Irish companies. Potentially there will be other regulations. So if the regulatory framework were to change between the UK and Europe, if there's a divergence, that could mean additional regulation leading to maybe labelling, etc., in terms of the logistics side of things. So there's quite a number of administrative issues that will come into play, leading to costs. The second broad basket of issues relate to delays, potential delays in the supply chain. And those could be quite varied depending on the company and depending on the sector. We would envisage for certain sectors, so if you take food in particular, but also other companies selling into large retailers, into servicing central distribution centres, delays there could prove really significant. Typically the food supply chain works like clockwork, very time sensitive, short lead times, so any delays could be catastrophic. Also, in a similar sense, the life sciences sector could be impacted. Anything relating to temperature control is likely to be impacted. And the other set of companies, the other sectors that could well be impacted by delays are those companies feeding into just-in-time environments. So where we've got, say, automotive supply chains, or companies who manufacture prefabricated concrete, going into the construction sector in the UK. All of those companies could be significantly impacted by delays. So, whether we look at it from the administration side or the physical logistics side, there are likely to be cost implications for Irish companies.